The New York Knicks are facing an elimination once again, and though this season seems to be an improvement, there's still one man who is tired of being beaten by the team he loves.
But I am utterly disgusted. I vomited last night watching them. I have to admit that. I had literally vomited.
Stephen A. Smith has been known for his rants and commentary for some time now, but to commemorate another potential playoff exit for the team he loves most, it's time to look back at the times that Stephen A. Smith could not keep it together while talking about his favorite NBA teams.
Last time the New York Knicks won a championship, I was 5 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 51.
Stephen A. has been a long-time New York fan, and growing up, he's had the displeasure of watching his team suffer and claw their way through every NBA season, only to be eliminated early or not even make it to the postseason at all. Being the man he is though, he's been able to use his platform to not only shed light on the awful situation that is the New York Knicks upper management, but also express his concerns in a style that only he can.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived by Phil Jackson and the New York Knicks.
Most specifically, the beef that Stephen A. has had with Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches of all time, winning 11 championships, has been enough to give a man a heart attack and an aneurysm in the studio. Phil Jackson was appointed president of the Knicks Association in 2014, and fans were excited for how great it would have been to have a winner as an executive, but they soon realized that a good coach does not mean a good president.
His very first move as the executive was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack!
This beef continued until Phil Jackson ended his time in 2017 after a very public feud that resulted in the Knicks losing their best player Carmelo Anthony and top draft pick Kristaps Porzingis.
I'm so damn disgusted that this damn Phil Jackson is still in New York City!
When his time did finally end with the organization, Stephen A. once again could not contain himself on this segment and just had to celebrate.
Let me take it from here. It's cause for celebration. Let's be very, very clear about this. On this particular day, even though the statement wasn't the greatest in the world, we should pay thanks to James Dolan. A little bit late to the party, but nevertheless, he came to his senses.
Things were looking up for New York and Stephen A., and then the potential for greatness came knocking on their door. After a terrible season, the Knicks had the chance to land the 2019 lottery pick, and who was the top pick, you may ask? It was Zion Williamson. Of course, now Zion has been dealing with injuries, but the potential of him or John Morant playing for the Knicks turned Stephen A. into a religious man for just a moment.
I went to church and I prayed. I've been on my knees every night.
Stephen A. may have been acting a little sus, but we get it, it was Zion. In the end, the Knicks ended up with a third pick, which isn't bad, but when compared to what they could have had, some took it harder than others.
I am having a very bad day.
Things got better though, and now the Knicks have made it to the second round of the series and were given a blessing by Miami for not having to face Milwaukee. But Jimmy is Himmy, and the city of New York may just end up being set ablaze by their fans, or just one guy in particular.
You don't take into account the emotion and the heartbreak and the misery this franchise continues to cause people like me, native New Yorkers.
But New York isn't totally out yet, and they could still have an incredible comeback. But either way, they will be facing Philadelphia or Boston, which probably spells the end of the season for the Knicks. There's always next year though, but for fans like Stephen A. Smith, there may be no rest until the very end, because as Richard Jefferson put it,
"You hate us. Y'all hate y'all. Fans hate the Knicks more than any player can hate the Knicks."
but if you love Stephen A. Smith,